Hey, welcome to Your Shores Prepping. I'm your host, Greg. I'm going to title this Get Trump and They Have to Do It. The reason why I say they have to do it is because the Democrats, the soulless, gutless wonders that they are, the rhino Republicans have all sold them out to Agenda 2030, the United Nations, and the New World Order. So many of these unelected bureaucrats, such as Fauci, his minions, many of the Democrats, many of the Republicans and rhino Republicans are taking money from Big Pharma, the defense contractors, foreign countries, as we're seeing with the Senator Menendez, now on his second trial for bribery and corruption, where he had $250,000 estimated in gold bars sewn into a suit hanging in his closet, plus cash, plus cars and everything else. Anthony Fauci and his group are exposed for receiving $750 million from Big Pharma and receiving royalties to the tune of $400 million, they estimate. They cannot allow Trump to win another election. He put them 4 years behind. That's why he did not get reelected the second time, because you have multi-billionaires who hate Trump and the agenda he stands for. They have sold themselves out to Satan and other evil powers. You have Mark Zuckerberg, who spent over $10 million putting in ballot boxes, unsecured ballot boxes in Wisconsin, Minnesota, Pennsylvania, Kentucky, and a few other places, Michigan, that were later deemed unconstitutional and unlawful in Wisconsin and Pennsylvania. Yet, those very ballots were counted, which was enough to turn the tide. Now you have a president that's installed that's a sock puppet for Obama, who wants to fundamentally change America into a totalitarian nation where the Democrats rule. And you see the results of Democratic rule: authoritarianism, lawlessness, a blatant disdain for the Constitution in the form of a kangaroo court that was shown every day on the news for 6 weeks. And I already told you, as many others did, he would be convicted on all 34 counts, while the fools on networks are saying, well, the best we could hope for is a not guilty or a hung jury. It was preordained from the very beginning, when you have 4 district attorneys going to the White House, consulting with the White House at least 3 different times. You have the number 3 in the U.S. Department of Justice, number 3 man, which is politically appointed person, stepping down to a local district attorney's office. Nobody does that in order to get Trump. Nobody surrenders that much power without having it in the bag, and he will be repositioned back into the Justice Department because he did his job. You have a judge in Merchan that received every Trump trial, from Steve Bannon to Weisenberg to now Trump himself. The chances of that, they did the chances, are in the millions to 1. Yet this judge got all 3 in a supposed drawing of who's eligible. It's a lie and it's a sham. When President Trump was elected, he upset the apple cart. He made America energy independent instead of relying on Green New Deal, the fossil fuels. He made the military powerful again instead of weak and ineffective. He bolstered NATO forces, making them pay their dues and investing in themselves, NATO as a group, which I wonder how effective they will be. He did a lot of good things. They cannot allow him to win again and further set back the New World Order Agenda 2030. They threw a pandemic at him with the aid of Fauci. And if you watched any of the hearings, it's absolutely repulsive. Turned my stomach work to the point where I had to walk away. The Democrats are defending the deaths of millions because this is what they want. They want power. They want to be able to say, Greg, you have to stay in your house because you refused the jab. So you're bad. You're a threat to your neighbors. You have to be in lockdown. You can't have a job where you're involved in the public. You can't go shopping unless you present your ID passport showing your health records. This is what they want. Total domination, dictatorships, totalitarianism. This is what they want, and this is what they have sold their souls out for. They cannot allow Trump to do it, so they manufactured Russian collusion, pandemics, false impeachments, lousy stories about Trump's supposed perversion, which are totally made up and false. So you see a kangaroo court from beginning to end with a predictable outcome, which I said over a month ago, before this even started. They're going to get Trump, they're going to convict him, and now they will put him in jail. They're going to do an Epstein on him. They're going to put him in jail. They're going to strip him of his Secret Service because Biden says no presidential candidate who's a convicted felon is entitled to Secret Service. He has guards and he'll be in isolation or lockdown. I don't know that, but I'm guessing that's what they're going to do to keep him off the campaign trail. They hate Trump and conservative Americans that much that they are willing to destroy America because they believe they have it in the bag. They know what's coming. They know what's next. They have this last chance and they're going to make good on it. That's why you see Russian-Ukrainian war dragging on, because Biden and the Democrats and the Rhino Republicans supply them just enough ammunition to create a stalemate so the Defense Department can continue making billions and pumping out ammunitions and new trials on new weapons. Despite how many deaths it costs, they don't care. They just want the results. And now you see Biden saying, yeah, you can go ahead and use our military supplies to hit parts of Russia in defense of your own country. Putin's already said any U.S.-made weapons is an act of war against Russia. And I said this over a year or two ago, as soon as the war started. How long will it be before Russia says, this is an act of war and we've had enough? Pushing, poking, until they get World War III going. France is now saying, maybe we need to put French troops on the ground in Ukraine to help turn the tide of communism back. They're a NATO ally. But here at the home front, they cannot allow Trump to survive prison, house arrest, or be on the campaign trail. They need Biden to win. They will make Biden win. Biden will drop out after he is reelected due to health reasons. His dementia will kick in so bad, he will be totally incompetent and they can no longer hide it. So they're going to replace him. I still say Michelle Obama. They will eliminate Donald J. Trump. And I wish Trump no harm. I don't have any information. I'm not plotting against him. I am saying what the Democrats, what the bureaucrats, and what the unelected officials all have in store for America. They want totalitarianism. They want chaos in order to bring in the Antichrist, which we all believe is on the verge of making an appearance. But before that happens, America must fall. The last republic, the last democracy. Any sane person would know, having open borders with 17 million people unvetted here in the United States, and you're seeing the results. Murder of American citizens. Biden hasn't apologized for that. Not one Democrat has apologized to the families or America for allowing innocent American citizens to be murdered by foreigners. Nobody says that. They defend their position by blocking legislation. And you idiots keep voting for them. And now you have police officers openly assaulted by illegal immigrants. You have officers, 2 of them, now shot by illegal immigrant, cleared by the Biden administration. You have someone doing surveillance on a special ops colonel's house who was shot and killed. It's a matter of time, folks. And when there's enough chaos and there's too many fires to put out, too many holes in the dam, it's going to burst. And what are you prepared to do about it? Conservatives don't riot and burn down cities. Conservatives don't defund the police. Conservatives don't go on a shooting rampage. No, they just protest for the majority of the part peacefully outside Washington, D.C., and are crucified for it by extensive, overbearing judges who put unrealistic sentences on someone that's standing outside with a sign protesting, not doing any damage or anything else to any government building. But because they were there, they're sentenced to 6 months in prison. This is what will happen. This is what they want. Total and complete dictatorship, rule over your thing. And it started under Obama by destroying your health care, making you dependent on the government. They're now rolling out digital IDs all across Africa, India, digital currencies. They're trying that now. Mass censorship, so we can't talk to one another and say, do you see what they're doing over there? It's all a plan. It's not random. It's all tied into one. Total control over your life by the unelected, demonic bureaucrats. And when they stop Trump completely, terminate him, who's going to pick up where he left off? Can you tell me one Republican, one leader that can survive what Trump has done? Can you tell me one Republican that you trust enough, believe in enough, that can do what Trump did? There isn't any, and they know that. Trump is the key, the linchpin. Eliminate him, remove him, prevent him from running for office, and they have control over America. That's why there's 17 million illegal immigrants for their voting base. We're not coming back from this, folks, unless people stand up now. Stand up now and enforce the Constitution. Demand that your elected officials do something to enforce it. Voting is not going to get us out of this. We already know that. They control the DOJ. They control the immigration with lawyers. They control the press. They control social media. And if by some miracle Trump is reelected, he had better make sure he establishes independent, honest counsels to make these people pay through jail. Not just an $8 fine like Hillary got away with for destroying 33,000 emails and plus making lies about the Russian collusion. There has to be chaos for the Antichrist to make his appearance. There has to be wars. And Obama and Biden have both turned their backs on Israel, have fomented war with Russia and Ukraine, are not defending Taiwan, are not defending the Philippines. They are defending Iran, the Houthis, and others. And they certainly are not defending the homeland. My advice to you has always been, you stock up on long-term food. You watch, you observe. You be prepared for what the chaos is coming. In order to know what's coming, in order to be able to combat it, you get yourself right with God. You ask for repentance of your sins. You get baptized, submerged in water. You learn the scriptures like I have been doing. And you get right with God. Thank you for liking and subscribing to Resource Prepping. Greg out.